Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Mom's spaghetti. No, this isn't a song about Eminem. This is about stress. Today I'm going to be addressing the confusion when it comes to defining stress, as well as the positive and negative connotations of it. Stress has many different interpretations, but there is no set definition on it. And while it's most known for its negative side, known as distress, it also has a positive side to it, known as eustress, which its effects can be related to performance. So what's the definition? There's a variety of definitions when it comes to stress that have arisen over the years, but because of that, it's getting more and more difficult to choose one that fulfills all set criteria. The 2020 website of the American Institute of Stress shows that there are two definitions. The first is that it's the physical, mental, emotional strain or tension. And the second is that it's when a person feels that the demand of a task is greater than their ability of performing that task. And while both are accurate, they're both lacking an important component, which is that of the healthy portion of it, which is why it is divided into two main subsections. What are those subsections? The first is the most common and the most relatable, and that is known as distress. In the episode Anxiety of the Netflix series The Mind Explained, released in 2019, states that symptoms of stress include a racing heart, tense muscles, stomach aches, and a dry mouth. And it is because of these symptoms that give distress the bad reputation that it has, but it's also what makes it the most memorable. However, this isn't always a good thing. On the other side, the second side of stress, which is also the least common, is known as eustress. Eustress can have positive effects, as noted in the 2011 scholarly journal by the scholarly Social Indicators Research, which states that the levels of stress directly affect productivity, or quoted by them that when someone has a certain amount of stress, that their productivity increases as opposed to getting rid of stress altogether. And as you can see in the graphic, there is a direct correlation between stress and productivity or performance. And as you can see, that as stress amounts increase, that there is a rise in productivity until it reaches that sweet spot in the middle. But too little or too much of stress can actually decrease performance or productivity. And just to recap, while there's been a lot of interpretations about stress, there is no set definition on it. And there are two main components of stress, one of which is the more common, more negative aspect of it, which is known as distress. And then there's the other side, the least common side of it, which is known as eustress, which has the positive effects and positive connotation. And while eustress isn't often included in very many definitions. It is just as important and should be considered. And while we tend to focus more on the negative aspects of stress, it's important that we also remember the positive sides to it.